Okay, and we've got up left side of the map, Red Zerg, Fengzi.
And his opponent here, using a different name for this game, we have Zhanhun as the blue Protoss. Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
QiaoGege.
Fengzi played a little bit, quite a bit of games, so normal that a person can get confused.
Dude,
Yeah,
done
so
so many PVZs, it's all running together a little bit here. It's my bad.
and we've got a shift in the map because usually the second was. I think we didn't see Deja Vu today. Oh,
Yeah,
but
it's been a lot of Radeon for the first map today. Radeon and Polestar, and
All-Star,
yeah.
yeah, and Metropolis. So those are the majority of the games were played on those three maps. So now we've got something new. New. Everybody played at this map, but a map that we didn't see yet today. And I must say, it might be very difficult game for QiaoGege,
Mhm.
because I hate playing PvZ here. It's like try to go up those ramps with hundreds of lurkers.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's any of these maps where you're forced up ramps against Zerg, it's pretty hard, especially Dominator, right? Dominator is like the worst offender for PvZ. Um, but yeah, having these like strong high grounds, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Dark Origin back in the day, where Zerg can
Mhm.
just continue on three bases. I'm using the bridges and
Yeah,
stuff. They can kind of do the same here if they ever get into it. That kind of a position where they can just hold the high ground ramps and just continue on three bases.
yeah. In those kind of situations, I tend to feel that you need to shift just to river, otherwise it will be like a bloodbath, a
Yeah.
blue goo bath probably, because all goes will die. So though I think we saw a couple of games, even in the ASL, where the Protoss player managed to break through with almost pure guns and perfect storms.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, that does sound familiar. I think I do remember this game vaguely. It was one of those fights where it was like, no way, I thought it was a good idea, and then it actually works. I feel like this happens
Yeah,
so often when I'm watching pro players. They do attacks, and I'm like, dude, this is a horrible attack. Best, especially, is a great example. Where he just does attacks where I'm like, this looks terrible, and then he wins the fight anyway.
especially in PvTs. Like each time I'm watching his PvT, is like, no, this
Yeah.
can't work. And then it works. How? And on top of that, that when he attacked and majority of his army died, immediately reinforcements coming in like 12 or 20 zealots.
Right.
Like, how? Like how?
Yeah, these guys are pretty amazing. The pros are a step above the rest of us for sure.
Yeah.
So right
That's why
now,
we love so much watching them.
absolutely, yeah. Well, it's like while we're waiting for this early game, because it looks like there's nothing too special going on here. Um, I just recently I had a VOD where I was watching a Hawk played against Speed.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, they played two games, and it was like Speed beat Hawk as easily as Hawk beats me, right? Like that's how big the gap is between me and one of these top players. Like it's and Speed doesn't really do that great in ASL either, so it's like the
Yeah,
levels to this game are pretty insane.
right. So what do we see here? Layer play, two expansions, and our QiaoGege is probably opening with a standard cybercore, so nothing out of the ordinary. It's 4.420 time in the game. So usually, if you're able to keep your probe alive till 4:30, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And YGG managed just about that. So,
Yeah, right. Some additional links actually popped out, I guess, because he saw the Zealot coming across and he just wanted to be safe. But yeah, this is the most standard game we've seen so far out of our Chinese players. It's definitely it's more of a normal pace this time.
still quite a bit of those links, yeah. So the speed is there. will he try? Probably just run and check, but still. Now the crucial thing is to deny any other scouting.
What do you think about this
I
wall, by the way?
I like the wall. Really like the wall. That does the forge placement is
Mhm.
something on a shift in recent, I would say, months, maybe a little bit longer. Because usually you just put your forge and gateway in one line, but
Yep.
it made it very easy for Hydra Boss to snipe it. So nowadays Protoss players put it a little bit behind to just build cannons on top on the bottom, and it's way more difficult, a little bit more time consuming to kill that forge, so you've got a bigger chance to save your +1 upgrade. And we know
Yeah.
that in Hydra busting, when you're doing the 973 or any sort of variation, the key objective is to deny the +1.
Yeah, it's part of it for sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I felt about it because I was kind of told a long time ago that when you do that, it's like the cannons protect the forge from the hydras, like you're saying, but it also means the hydras can jump on top of the cannons a lot easier for the
Yes,
initial
that's true.
bust. That's kind of like the scary trade-off. But yeah, if you're confident in your defense, I could see that definitely being a good SimCity. Zealot's gonna come out here. A bunch of things gonna jump on top of it and try to clean them up. Looks like this fight's gonna be, wow, a lot more Protoss favorite than I thought it was gonna be. Actually, that the Zealot, pretty much all the drone turns around and finishes that Zealot off. I like it. got a Zealot kill there.
But there wasn't any micro even.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like the zealots would, okay, A move. And now all the Protoss haters will say it's a normal thing. All that Protoss does is A move. Oh, sneaky Dark Templar.
Yeah, even though he's gonna have vision on it, he can't really clear this up, and it's gonna start chipping away at these drones. A bunch of drones going down while we're focused on this, and now he's gonna look over and be like, "Oh my god, I lost my entire mineral line here," or maybe he just
Oh
still
my
hasn't noticed it all yet. So 10 drone kills, and he's just gonna GG out. Wow, wow, what a what an anticlimactic normal macro game that we just watched from these guys.
I don't know what to say. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Okay, GG.
All right, well, yeah.
Okay, let's go to game number 2. That was a very fast one. Okay, game number 2. We've got our Protoss player, QiaoGege, that's up 1-0 as Blue Protoss, bottom left side of the map.
And spawning here in the top left on Radeon, we have our Zerg player, Fengzi.
Anticlimactic ending to the first game.
Yeah, considering the amazing games that we just saw of Fengzi versus Zhanhun, right? And then he just kind of kills over to this DT, just a little bit off. So it happens sometimes, right? When you make a mistake,
Yeah.
you slip up a little bit, and then the game can just be over. And that's both the beauty and the ugly side of StarCraft Broodwar, where it's such a difficult and hard game where you're not really allowed to make very many mistakes.
Yeah, it's also not that easy that he just flipped the DT. At the same
Yeah.
time, he was occupying Fengzi in the second expansion with the Zealot, so his whole attention was focused on that place. That's what made this kind of game pass possible.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, definitely didn't just walk it across the map and kill him, right? That we're definitely at a level where that should pretty much never happen. So, like you said, it is creating mistakes, right? It's the chaos that he was creating with the attacks and stuff, and actually causes your opponent to make mistakes. It's really good. But we're actually
This is
going
the
for
Nexus first.
an 11 Nexus here from QiaoGege.
Okay.
Wow.
Now Forge.
Well, it's gonna pay off, right? This should finish in time for the Lings on the overpool. Does it
Especially
actually?
potentially because Fengzi doesn't know where his opponent is, and only
Yeah.
2 Zerglings have been made. So this might be a big payoff.
Yeah, looks like it actually. And he's gonna start that cannon, and it would be up in time. So, wow, this actually is pretty much perfectly timed against the overpool.
Yeah.
So even if Fengzi knew where he was, he wouldn't be able to get there in time. So
Oh.
kind of nice. I've not seen the this 11 Nexus into the this cannon timing. It actually works out perfect. So
It loses only against 9 pool, any type of variation of 9 pool.
yeah,
And of course 4, 5, 6 pool.
sure. Yeah. Well, he did lose his probe immediately this time, which, you know, was a lot faster than last time.
Yeah, this is. I wonder if this will trigger a 973. So now it will be very difficult for QiaoGege to scout.
Yeah. Yeah, once that initial probe goes down, you really should never be allowed to scout in their base again. They'll just put those 2 lings on the ramp. Or I swear too, anytime those lings come out, I'm sure you've experienced this too. Every time those lings come off the ramp and you realize it and you go to scout and you get behind their lings, there's always a transferring drone that finds its way onto the ramp just in time. Happens every single time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. and the pathing usually, okay, you see the links, you want to move back or something, and quite often the pathing of the process, like instead of moving straight forward back to your base, it's like wiggling on the ramp, and it's like, okay, it died. I will send another one.
Yeah.
This is a very, very fast sir, and like I said, 973.
Yeah, we are going to get that Hydra aggression, not super surprising. Yeah, the Seri timing is actually really good here from QiaoGege.
But this is what the early Nexus makes, right? We've got a very fast Nexus, a little bit more fast, just to push out the Stargate a little bit faster.
Yeah. And QiaoGege showing us he definitely likes more standard plays so far in this matchup. He doesn't seem to be like really heavy on the Zola aggression, at least not from the games we've seen so far. Link speed is going to finish, so we're going to be able to catch and clean up the scouting probe. The probe was looking for the 3rd base, did unfortunately look for the 12 o'clock, which would kind of be the normal expansion. I mean, either or, I guess, but I feel like 12 would be a little more where Zerg would want to expand. But so he's not going to confirm the 30. He can, you know, assume that it's on the left side, but he doesn't know for sure. But this Corsair is at least going to spot it. The Corsair hopefully is going to go through the middle. Looks like it is going to. And
the Hydra speed is already there, so this looks like a fast attempt, not only killing the fort and the gateway.
Yeah. And you see what QiaoGege was doing there, guys. This is something that's really good to do when your Corsair is coming out. So he had 2 cannons already finished, which is pretty standard. He started the 3rd cannon, and the Corsair goes straight down the attack path of the Zerg. This way, if he sees the Hydras, then he can add more cannons. And if he sees no Hydras when he gets to the Zerg base, he can cancel that cannon. But yeah, this +1 is going to go down. It looks like it wasn't canceled either, so a slight loss there is not that big of a deal.
The bigger deal is the delay of the +1, right?
Yeah, that's the huge part. Wow, that cannon reaches. That's crazy. Gonna wait for our Hydra range here and keep an eye on the worker count and kind of see when Fengzi wants to transition back into droning or if he wants to keep making Hydras. Okay, we do have that layer coming down. We added the extra Hydras, or hatcheries, so yeah, we got drones coming out now. So just wanted to do some light pressure, cancel that +1 like you were saying. That was kind of his main goal, it seems like. Cancel, or kill this gateway, and then just drone up behind it. And QiaoGege did a good job of not overreacting. He didn't make like a crazy number of cannons, right? He was doing a good job of scouting with his Corsair. Saw that he didn't need like an extra row of cannons or anything like that, so he got away with pretty much minimal cannons.
Yeah, 5 is just enough. Looking at the size of Fengzi's army, follow-up of GG. What did Cyan I think Cyan explained what was the meaning of this nickname. Little brother, something like that. Big little brother. Doesn't matter. But QiaoGege follow up with 2 forges, so that's a standard follow up just to have 1-1 timing just in place. We see that speed zones all are already there, but we have only 3 gateways for now. We'll be probably able to push back Fengzi's army.
Yeah. Yeah, Zel's gonna come out and push this back. Is gonna kill these overlords. I could be wrong. My Chinese is not the best, but I want to say it means more like handsome, because I know that Zhao actually means like little, which is X.
I don't know. I don't know anything, any Chinese. So I'll believe you.
Yeah, I think it means handsome something, but I'm not really the expert on this. I'm not the one to ask, so I could just be giving you bad information. But yeah, Zealot's gonna run in here to the natural, is gonna clean up some of these things. Zealot's here at the third as well, and there's actually not enough here from Fengzi, so he's gonna try to abandon. He's trying to split his Hydra count to defend both places at once. We are right-clicked on that hatchery right now, so I think the Zealots are gonna be able to clean that up at least. Drone did cancel that hatchery, but losing some drones here, actually losing a lot of drones. Okay, this hurt. This hurt quite a bit.
We have a Dark Archon. I love this. I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like QiaoGege looking to... He's definitely playing this out a lot more standard, right? That was kind of your standard, like, Zealot push. We're getting our Dark Archon. Gonna send a few Zealots out on the map here to kind of tuck them and hide them away, but Fengzi did at least spot it with the Overlord. And I'm gonna try and make a few lurkers, but he is a little bit broke. He's remaking a lot of his drone count now. He had dropped down to about, what, 35 or 36, so trying to catch back up on drones right now. Double Robo? So this is Reaver. Either this is Reaver or this is an accident. Last time I thought it was an accident, it wasn't, so... Keep an eye on that. Okay. We did cancel, so it was an accident. I was getting excited. I thought I was going to see the this Mass Reaver here.
New meta.
Alright, so going into our standard Goon Templar kind of death ball here for our Protoss player. It's got a nice gateway count. How many gateways is that? Is that
10, I think. Yeah, 10.
Yeah, 10 gateways. Alright.
And no more probes, so he's on a healthy 52. So all the money is going into his army.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a Spire somewhere? No.
No Spire, so Fengzi are going to go for this Lurker campaign. Seems like he does like this play, kind of went for this. Again, Zhanhun as well, but yeah, these storms really are huge. Nice oh my god. Yeah, that was a great cleanup.
Yeah, it looked like he anticipated where the Hydras will be, not where they are. Or Fengzi just moved perfectly into those. Either way, really, really huge storms.
Yeah, either QiaoGege anticipated his movement, or Fengzi wanted to get hit and chase them down. So one of those two things was happening for sure.
Hit me, hit me.
Yeah, beautiful storms there. So QiaoGege gonna come out and take 6 o'clock for his third base now while he's out on the map here. This is kind of that mid-stage game we see quite often in this matchup, where Protoss is going to be swinging armies side to side, looking to trade off some storms. A little bit of a maelstrom there onto these Hydras with the storm, even catches one of the Lurkers. Another really great storm here on the bottom side, and top one whiffing just a little bit. Fengzi being very aggressive, pushing these lurkers forward. And these high Templars are starting to lag, and they can start to get picked off here if Fengzi's paying attention. Nice little retreating that Maelstrom actually going to keep those Hydras off of them. Going to make these all into Archons. So this is a moment where you typically have to be a little bit careful because you run into the storm, but we see the reinforcements coming up from the bottom from QiaoGege as he swallows this army up in the mid, and we see his supply getting further and further ahead now. We're at 50, 60 supply, coming up on 70 supply even. This was an amazing fight from our Protoss player.
And the macro, the 10 gates are kicking in perfectly. And we see yet another expansion on the 6 o'clock from our Protoss player, and we don't see another expansion from Fengzi. So the longer it will go, the more difficult it will be for Fengzi.
Yeah, he's just sitting here on this lair tech right now, and he's not growing his tech, not growing his economy, which means that I feel like he's going to be falling further and further behind. He's only just now moving to take this fourth, but when your fourth is starting after Protoss is happily mining on his third, it starts to get pretty scary, especially when they've already got that 50 supply lead.
And we're about to encounter yet another engagement in the middle of the map. Not bad storm, hitting 2 lurkers. The overall amount of, or rather size of QiaoGege army is huge, and will be probably enough to defeat the army and potentially deny the 12 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely. If he wants to go for it, he can absolutely right now. He's up 60 supply now. And yeah, I mean, just like I said, the tech from Fengzi not growing, the fighting not going well. I'm just going to GG here, and it's going to be a 2-0 win for QiaoGege.
So, 2-0, last best of 3 of this evening, this day. So, looked quite nice.
Yeah, well played from QiaoGege. Interesting to see him kind of bop Fengzi so easily after Zhanhun lost 2-0 to him.
Exactly, I wanted to say the same thing. Fengzi showed a really good ZVP in the last in his last match, and now it looked very way easier, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit off his game, or just simply that Zhanhu's style is a better matchup for Fengzi. Hard to say for sure, but yeah, either way, Protoss pretty dominant today. I think Fengzi's win over Zhanhun was the only non-Protoss win, right? So yeah.
True.
Yeah. So Protoss kind of kicked butt today. Sziky had such a good series against QiaoGege. I really thought he actually would take those games. Unfortunately, Sziky having a hard time getting some wins on the board here. Hawk also having quite a hard time playing against these guys. I mean, that's just how good these players are, by the way. Like Hawk is a top NA Zerg, right? And he is having a hard time against all these players. Like everybody here is just so good.
Yeah. It's hard not to agree with that. Okay, guys. Zero, do you want to jump in? Maybe let's leave it to you.
Okay, guys, so before we will go, we would like to thank to our sponsors, everyone who are making this event possible. Of course, Mr. Diane Jing, who donated during the BSL 19 $1,350-ish dollars. So huge thanks to him, and of course huge thanks to our Patreons who are making the dream of BSL continue. Like we will be back with even more events thanks to them. So huge thanks to Mr. Andrew, Mr. Mafidin Dream, Mr. Striker, Mr. Tupocalypse, and Mr. Skimming Gypsy, Mr. Haosu, Mr. Madinho, Mr. Steven Robertson, Mr. Kai J, Streaming Channel, Mr. Daniel Lopez, Mr. LML, and Mr. Nicolas Schuler. Thank you very much, guys, for supporting us continuously. We are trying to reach the goal, so we will be able to make this event again after the BSL 21. So it will be the same system, top 4 players from BSL 21 and top 4 Chinese players. So this is what we are trying to get this goal for. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and I'm giving you guys back to our wonderful casters.
They're wonderful.